Welcome to Meeples on Meeples, episode 30. I'm Adam.
Andrew.
Brian.
Ian.
Before we get into our game of the week this week, we'd of course like to invite you over to our website, meeplesonmeeples.com, where we post all of our video reviews, our game of the week. We're also doing component shots for every game we play, so you can get a close-up of all of the different pieces, all the board pieces if you want to see them on a gallery there. Then we'd also like to invite you over to, of course, Facebook, our facebook.com/meeplesonmeeples, where you can like us, again, get a lot of that information, and then subscribe to us over on YouTube.
This week's game of the week is Invasion from Outer Space, the Martian game. It's made by Flying Frog Productions, in the same vein as Last Night on Earth, which we've reviewed previously.
Game.
Yeah, the zombie game. And they always have that, so you know exactly what it's about. And it's very similar. At the beginning, you'll choose a scenario, and it could be anything from just the heroes have to kill 20 Martians before the time tracker runs out, or the Martians have to kill 2 humans. Otherwise, there are other different scenarios where you have to accomplish certain things. Once you've done that, you make the board, which consists of actually 5 pieces. There's this big center square, and then 4 L-shaped pieces. The center square is double-sided. For this scenario, it starts with the big top. It's the tent, because you're circus performers, the humans are. And then the 4 outer pieces are drawn at random to kind of randomize the board, make sure it's different every time.
How many pieces are there total?
There's 2 extras.
2 extras.
And it's not just humans, because there's obviously Jojo the bear.
True.
Oh, yes, and Jojo the Dancing Bear.
Dancing
Yes,
Bear.
with a tutu. Very great piece.
So,
And then the humans, it says draw the humans at random. I don't know about you guys, but I think you could probably, I guess maybe you could make the human team a little too powerful, but I don't think it would make a huge difference if you each wanted to choose certain characters.
Well, part of it would be I think you got the 2 characters that have the 4 health. If you drew all the high health characters, it'd make it hard for Martians.
mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah.
So you draw humans at random. It's 4 humans. Doesn't matter how many players. It's 4 humans. And then the Martians keep
Up to 18
teleporting
Martians,
in. Yeah. They keep adding as the game goes on. And basically the way it plays out is on the Martians' turn, they can they draw cards. They roll for reinforcements to add more Martians onto the board. And when they move, they can move 1 square.
They do the command console.
Oh, and they have a command console, which gives them a little strategy, helps them so that they can spend points to do certain things.
Extra perks, yeah.
And then when they move 1 space. And when they get into a square with a human being, like right here, they're stuck, they cannot leave. Right?
Yep.
Right.
Pretty much that sums that up.
They have 2 fighting phases too. They have a ray gun, which they can shoot, and they have to roll a 5 or higher, I believe, to do a hit. And then they have a normal fight.
And on their ray gun attack, the humans each have, and this is new to this game, but they have an agility, which is right here up in the center, an agility ability. And if they roll that number or higher, they can avoid the ray blast or whatever. So it's not a guaranteed hit, which is kind of cool. They can dodge out of the way. That's kind of the alien. Again, it's a quick overview, but you get the idea of the things they can do. On the human's turn, and they have these great cards for you to help you see what they can do, the humans roll 2 dice. They roll a green and a white 6-sider. The green die, if they roll 5 or a 6, right, they get a special action point that can be spent later on in the game. They add that. The white die determines how many spaces they can move on their turn. Then you have, they can exchange items if they're in the same square as another character. Ranged attack if they happen to, they can draw cards occasionally for like guns and things. And then if they end a space with the Martian, physical attacks, hand to hand. And sometimes, again, there are hatchets and throwing knives and other cool weapons that they can have there. You go around, you can search when you're in buildings to get more items. And like I said, you're basically trying to accomplish a certain goal before so many days or turns pass on the tracker.
That's pretty fair.
Do we talk about scenarios and everything, too?
Yeah, we kind of cover the scenarios. It comes with, I'm forgetting. I think it's only like 5. There are not a lot. There's not a huge variety of scenarios in the game.
It's very similar to Last Night on Earth in that way. You got the basic, and then you got a couple of advanced.
Any expansions within that group?
Well, it can be combined with Last Night on Earth, but they really have not supported this one, unfortunately, the way they have Last Night on Earth, which has tons of box expansions. Yeah. But being as you can combine them, I guess you could have lots of different
Zombies
scenarios.
are popular right now, so I mean, I would guess, you go with what you know or what's popular.
So how about
going to components?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess kind of start off. If you've played Last Night on Earth or you have that game, it's gonna be identical for components. You got the heavy cards, the same thick board pieces, the 6 L-shaped pieces.
Character cards are really awesome, sturdy cardboards.
Everything is designed well. You can read it very well.
Yep.
It's not
Built to last.
Yeah, and the print, but I mean the print and the pictures and everything like that. It's not muddy. There's not anything that I've noticed where you can't read it very well. Or,
Nice light backgrounds for old text, even on the cards.
On
which is really cool.
these, I could actually almost read their cards because I played as the Martians from across the table, which is awesome. Not that I have to know what's on there, but I can almost read it upside down.
Oh, you do. They cheat. Yeah,
You do need to know very well.
The part that I liked was going from the rule book and just directly to the token. They actually repeat the rule on the token, which is kind of nice. So they don't have to re-reference. You don't have to.
Less references back to the book.
Who
Absolutely.
And it
doesn't
direct
love
reference,
miniatures like this.
That
I
guy's
mean,
awesome.
or
JoJo. Come on.
of course, JoJo. There's JoJo, that guy. But
The
they
strong
really,
man.
They really get down to it to where they make the characters look like they do on the cards.
Oh, yeah.
And to add to that, they do not just repeat. Like, yes, there are only a couple of different. But look at there's, what's the word I'm looking for? This particular Martian who's kind of got his gun pointed down. Yeah, there we go. Pose. Thank you. This Martian is holding his gun off to the side, and then this Martian here, who's you have 3 different poses,
Shooting in the air.
a wide variety.
Very ineffective this guy is.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's celebrating.
I don't know.
Is that
About
right?
those. I don't know how Martians.
So-
sounds,
Certain parts of the country. Or
More or less, you can't go wrong with the components in this game. It's, good artwork, great little miniatures, everything else is really good.
The board has good art on it. It's very detailed. Each building has, down to...
Clearly labeled, too.
We have stuff, on the table in this building. I can't tell what it is, but it's got... it's very, very detailed.
And
the donuts are effective to lay over your card. You can see
you
the
can see the
scores.
number through the hole in
One
the middle.
thing that we did notice with Last Night on Earth, though, and I can already see it on this one a little bit, get silicone packets because they are going to... they're thick cardboard, which makes them sturdy, but they'll warp on you in a second.
Yeah, this is... this is literally cracked open for the first time tonight, and it is already starting to warp the board, and it's been out for about maybe 3 hours tops. So. Otherwise, they're good components.
I love the components on your strategies would be up next.
Kill.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll start with we were the humans.
Yep.
I found that it was nice to you don't want to all bunch up, especially if the Zard Beast comes out. He's very strong. They can bring out special boss creatures, but staying kind of close together in pairs. Maybe a group over here and a group of humans over here, and moving around was a nice strategy. So you can have each other's back, especially when some of the characters can mimic each other's abilities or they can heal somebody else near them. So you kind of want humans at least within a quick walk of each other.
I would have to go with don't be afraid to rush the Martians, because then that actually takes away abilities and their strategy.
Right.
Because they no longer get the chance to attack via ray gun and then move into your square and then also attack you.
Well, they can attack in the same spot, though. Remember, they can
attack,
so they can still attack twice, but they can't leave your square if you move in with them. They're locked in with
But
you.
the Martians do have the ability. The more people, up to 3, that are in a particular square,
Yeah, they form packs.
you get an extra die for each guy. So it's kind of nice that if he hops in here and you have 3 guys, you get 3 fight dice.
And a lot of times they're going to have 2, 3, 4 dice. So it's nice to have that kind of that ability.
The Zord Beast strategy was
Zard.
Zard.
Z-A-R-D.
Pizzas.
All right.
It's kind of like Tard, but with a Z.
Zard. There you go.
Got it. Understood. So if he's adjacent to you in a square, he has to move in, and then he demolishes all those guys. So you could eliminate more.
Yeah, any space he moves through that has Martians, he crushes them.
Yeah. So
Except for I was lucky enough to get a card that actually stops that from happening if you give up your turn, which you basically have to anyway, because otherwise you die.
But that's one of the. I guess that's one of the strategies in the basic game. If you're playing just the first scenario, it's kill 20 zombies or not zombies, 20 Martians.
Martians.
Such a similar game. So one of the strategies was the heroes would get in a square with 3 Martians when they were right next to the Zard Beast, because what he's going to do is he's going to come in, he's going to get 3 kills right away and just knock those guys out.
And he has to move in.
And if he's adjacent to a hero, he has to
charge. Yep.
So that's a really good strategy.
And we used it once. We obviously got 2 with that, but going to the, you moving away from the, I would just...
The best is just to stay away from him, maybe.
Yeah,
stay away
we
from
did.
him, rush them. I mean, and if you can get him in groups of singles or twos, I mean, it's pretty easy. It's nice to fight with a guy that has, like your more stronger, more healthy components. There are really, it seemed like they were overpowered to a degree.
Jojo the Bear.
Jojo the Bear.
But see, I'm going to disagree with that because while they can take more wounds and they're strong in attack, Jojo the Bear being a bear cannot ever collect or use items, which is kind of a downside, so no ranged attacks, and Jojo is not very good at dodging, agility 4 or higher, so it's harder to avoid the ray guns.
But he basically automatically gets a power token. He automatically, if he
I believe. She's got
she gets to add an extra number to her die. So
no, if only she spends her points, though. That's her special ability.
But she always has them.
Yeah,
she always has
so
them, so it's like
there's
a constant ability.
Right. My powered guy, he was able to roll an extra dice no matter what without having to spend an extra one. And then if he won, which you have 3 dice, so you have an extra advantage against a 2 dice or a 1 dice option. And then
die. Singular die.
Dices.
Dices.
Anyway, so once you roll that, I mean, if you won, you get to just pick off the next guy. And I mean, you can move through those, especially within those couple scenarios where you have to kill the Martians to win. I mean, that really helps and benefits you.
Another strategy, since we're talking about so many of them, is know your special abilities on the humans.
Correct.
And you kind of have to get lucky sometimes in order to get the points to spend to use those special abilities, but spend them wisely. You can burn through them and waste them, but for instance, when he can draw extra items, was that this character, I believe? No, this one heals. So it's the other character. Oh no, they all can. Okay, I got it. They all can spend points to draw a card in the tent. They normally can't search. And so I had a special ability that I had a card that I could play that let me refill my tokens too and everything. So use your cards and your special abilities wisely.
I think
that's what I'm trying to say.
From the Martian's point of view, there's not a lot of strategy. I mean, like Andrew kind of said, you want to be in packs. So if you can get 3 Martians in a pack and move them around, they're much more effective, much more powerful.
Yeah.
Both with their ray guns and just normal attacks.
But you can only have 3 in one square at a time.
Yep.
So you can't really, I mean, it kind of evens it out for the heroes because you can't just get 18 guys in one square.
It isn't Last Night on Earth where you can just overcome them.
But you could surround them. You could have the ray guns all over. Yeah.
Actually,
corner
we had, where they only had one escape route out of the tent. Yep. Which, I mean, there's plenty of
you guys almost did it, too. I mean, we were very close.
We actually had a card we could have. I
really?
did not know about it. Yes. The other thing, as the Martians, you have this command console. You get a command point every round for each. If there's only one person controlling the Martians, they get 2 command points. If there's 2 people controlling the Martians, they each get 1 command point. Spend those wisely because they give you a lot of nice bonuses. They allow you to build special Martian tech where you'll get a card that'll say that it needs 3, 4, 5 command points in order to do it. Like the Death Ray. You can build the Death Ray, which is super powerful and it can wipe out a bunch of heroes if you aim it right. So you really want to spend these command points wisely. And this is actually one of the benefits over Last Night on Earth is the zombies you don't get to do a whole lot. This command console gives you the ability to do more than just shamble around and attack.
I felt like you guys, I saw more strategizing going on the bad guy's side rather than just the zombie has to move towards human.
And and the command console does a lot of that. It allows you to decide, do I want to get more cards? Do I want to put more guys out? Do I want to build a weapon? I mean, what do I want to do?
The other thing is that these little green circles are ships.
Yeah, the spawn points.
Yeah, but teleportation, whatever you want to call it.
They start on a certain spot on the board, but then within your command center, you can do that and you can move them. So if you see heroes are trying to gang up on other people, you can do that, or you can have them closer to places where you would want to spawn.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nice feature. I don't know if there's any cards that allow you to add spawn points, but yeah, one of the command console's features is you can move them around, which is helpful.
It was actually very helpful this game.
Question, I mean, it seemed like my turns were very, very quick, but you guys took a long time to move through what you had. Was there just a lot?
Well, we have 8 things to do on our side.
Right, I understand.
You guys
was it actually very cumbersome to actually move through all that?
No, it was all actually pretty quick. I think.
Okay.
It moved fairly quick, yeah.
I think we're moving into likes and dislikes here. Just to throw that out real quick. So should we get into likes and dislikes then? Is that a concern that you had?
I didn't play the Martians.
I didn't feel like they took too long though.
I didn't feel like
I was gonna say
I rolled twice. I'm done.
I felt like the opposite. I felt like you guys played for a while, and maybe that's something I just didn't like about the game. Is I felt like there was maybe too much downtime for my turn. I played my turn, and then I just kind of watch you guys walk through it, and if you fight me, I roll a couple of dice, and that's it. I mean, last night on Earth, I felt like I got more cards that I could play to kind of screw you, like when you were fighting or when you were doing certain things. And this one, I felt like I got a lot of stuff that was more long-term, like I needed to try to build this weapon, or I could use this on my turn. I didn't feel like I had a lot of those.
On the other hand, though, I had a play immediately and 2 remains and plays that I played right away.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have a lot of those building. I think it's more of the luck of the draw. There is also, you can use your little command center here to draw an extra card, but you can only have 3 at one time.
Yeah, you're kind of
which
limited.
I like, but I don't like. Like, I feel like it's limiting me too much, because when you get those weird cards, you're just like, what do I do with this?
But isn't that a good thing that forces you to make decisions, and that kind of plays into the whole strategy?
It does force you
too
to
overpowered.
think about it a little bit more.
I'm going to go out and say, on Last Night on Earth, I know one of our concerns was the zombies are kind of overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I think there's some consensus to that out there in the community. I almost feel like they went the opposite way on this. I feel like they hampered the Martians a lot, where you can only have 3 cards, you're kind of limited on what you can do.
And then
you
got
your
more weapons
heroes.
and more choices for these.
You got more choices, but your guys were more powerful, too.
I would say
you had superpowers, you had...
It was like a balancing act.
It's more
think
even.
It's more even, but
I wouldn't say it is even.
I think it favors the heroes on this one.
A little bit.
Really?
Maybe just within the scenario, because I think
it might be the scenario.
There's a lot of people
Because-
say
So,
that the
okay,
Martians
if
are
you're watching
overpowered.
this and you want us to combine the 2, we'll do a video on it. Let us know.
I actually want to try that.
Yeah.
Put
Do the heroes, zombies, the
Zombies
combine
versus
the 2
Martians versus
games.
heroes.
And then we can get the big guy here and this big
JoJo
guy,
and-
then they're on a team now. And, sorry,
I don't do
I
that.
just recessed to being a 6-year-old.
they live in a house together and they. You know,
I think it's more balanced
this could
than
be a
Last
reality
Night
show.
I think it's more balanced than Last Night on Earth.
I do too.
But I think they maybe try to overcompensate a little too much on the
We
heroes.
won, so I think it's perfectly balanced. It's just right. Good job.
Considering Brian never wins.
This is the first.
Not on Last
Last
Night on
Night on
Earth. You are also
I know,
human.
I'm always with
You're on
Brian.
my team.
We very rarely
This is the first Flying Frog game where the heroes actually won and they did not have to cheat. I think, isn't it?
We've won Last Night on Earth
I
think
was
twice
cheating.
legitimately
I
out of
don't-
10. I was cheating.
I was cheating the whole time. I don't. It's like, oh, I got extra
How about other
tokens.
likes and dislikes? How about other likes and dislikes? On
Love the components, even though we talked about that. It doesn't hurt to say it again that these are great. It should be pointed out that the Martians actually do have little bubble helmets to give it that classic 50s sci-fi
Yeah,
B
what are
movie.
Mars
They're not
Attacks,
glued
yeah.
on because I think I may want to paint them at some point. So,
What you
and
want.
then they'll be
It's
lit.
not gonna happen.
I painted a ton.
The only
recently.
dislike, like we'd said before, is that it's been out for 3 hours and it's already starting to warp, so that's...
And I think we said this on Last Night on Earth. This is the type of game. The board's always gonna be the same shape. Make the things interlocking. Make them fit together, kind of like a puzzle. That would help solve some of that
Yeah.
warping and not fitting together quite right.
We haven't been playing games lately that they need to be interlocking.
No, we have.
So-
a lot of card games.
Yes, we haven't. We always bring that up in reviews. Dislike, not interlocking board pieces.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Done.
Even when it's not necessary.
I'm gonna throw out as I like the theme. I know you guys are kind of mocking the.
No, I think it's an
I
awesome...
like the Mars attacks, and I know the strongman and the bearded lady and the heroes are really goofy, but it just kind of clicks. It's just stupid, goofy B movie. I don't know if there are any actual aliens versus circus freaks out there, like movies out there like that, but it works. It's fun. It's just, we had plenty of
If
laughs
you
with
can
the
find
bear.
one on Netflix, let us know.
Maybe not a like or a dislike. I think it's kind of unfortunate that they don't seem to be supporting this like they do Last Night on Earth. And it's probably because zombies are the big thing right now. But
Yeah.
I think this is maybe I hate to say it, maybe the better game. And they're not putting
That's
out
how I'm leaning.
they're not
but-
putting out expansions for it. It's like it kind of went out there
Well,
and nobody's really talking about
But
it.
this was released, I think, in 2010. I think. I might be wrong. And it
You're probably wrong.
and it sold okay. Nobody really was talking about it. It sold enough though that I believe there was just a re-release, a second print of it, because in Last Night it's been selling like gangbusters forever because that came out before
It's got
this.
at least 2
So I'm
expansions.
thinking now that this, and again, if I'm correct, this has been reprinted. I'm hoping that okay, let's bring out some more because they have released little cloaked Martians that have special rules because they have like cloaking devices. It's little mini expansions. You get like a big old Martians and
can you get like JoJo's significant other, like the other bear?
The other
Joe the bear.
Joe over here.
Question: would it be more of an interesting point to have them go in a complete different direction? Because what you can do is combine zombies and Martians into one. Maybe go in a different and offer a different realm. And then bring that into
zombies,
the
Martians, and superheroes.
Exactly.
There we go.
There it is.
And then just bring it all.
$1 million idea.
All right.
Or dozens and dozens
Sentinels
of
of the
dollars.
Multiverse. With this.
Yeah.
Should we go to our final review?
Sure.
1 to 10. 1's awful. 10's great. Andrew.
I'm going to go with an 8. I really enjoyed this. And I know it plays almost identical. Even like the grass pieces and stuff look like Last Night on Earth. And I know we keep comparing it, but I really liked that game. And this game was more fun for me than that was. I feel like that game was more of an uphill battle the whole time. Mm-hmm. And this just had a good feel. I had a good time playing it. I didn't feel like I wanted to pull my hair out at certain points. The rules seemed to make a little more sense.
Which is funny because they seem to be more.
It could be because we played, and I'll be honest, as we've already alluded to this, we've played this for the first time tonight. But we had played last night so many times that the rules just clicked, and we knew the strategies and how the characters work anyway.
I can see that, and
that
I'm not saying
helped.
that. Yes, and the gameplay itself and how it plays is fine, but it just seems like being more even for the heroes versus the Martians, and even in last night, whatever, but it just seems more fair. It didn't seem like I was overpowering or being underpowered, and that's what I really
There were a
liked
lot
about
less
it.
cheers.
You know, besides being amazing components, that was the major thing, is it felt very equal in comparison. So I'm going to go with an 8.
I'm actually going to go with an 8 too. Many of the same reasons that Andrew gave. It's I liked Last Night on Earth. It's the first board game I actually bought, so I kind of had a special place for it. I think it's still a fun game, even though it's completely unbalanced. This is that, a different theme, but still a really good theme, and a much more balanced game, I think. And like I kind of said when Andrew was talking, there's more rules in this, I think, than in Last Night on Earth, because frankly the Martians can do more than zombies can. But that doesn't seem to matter. It seems those rules seem to play really well, and it just makes the overall game be a more balanced game. So if you like Last Night on Earth, give this a shot. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I give it an 8. Like I said, just many of the same reasons Andrew gave.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think a 9. I think I've only given like 1, maybe 2 9s before.
He's had it in the box for a year.
I know. It took forever to crack it open. It's like, hey, guys, maybe we should play this.
This is the better. To put this in context a little, he did not want to play this tonight. He was completely against it.
Wait, did the CD really put it over top?
Oh, we listened to the soundtrack. Actually, everybody says it's god-awful. It's not as terrible as everybody makes it out to be.
Sure.
It's not great.
Just turn it down way.
You'd have to play it like
Super
4
quiet
times
background.
if you wanted to,
It really doesn't bring the
But
sorry.
no, and back to the review. In all honesty, I always liked Last Night, and I can't remember. That was one of the first games we reviewed. But I want to say I was right around 7.5. It was a solid, fun game. But we were always humans, Andrew and I. We always lost, and it just was so unbalanced. They tweaked this enough that it took a very good game, and I think made it great. And I think it's going to get overlooked by the general populace because of the love for zombies. I think everybody's going to see them side by side, see that they look and play almost identical, and they're going to go with the zombies. You're doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion. Both are great games. I'd say buy them both personally. I know that's expensive, but this one, the rules are just a little bit better. And it might not be bad to take some of these rules, as far as who wins on a tie and stuff, and use those rules in Last Night on Earth.
We kind of played these attack rules in Last Night.
When we found out the differences,
We made the house rules.
To make Last Night as balanced as this. So it's a really good game. I'm going to go 9, and I just love the little Martians. So, go ahead.
I'm on the 9 bandwagon.
Woohoo!
The 8's, it's maybe it's because I won tonight, but I mean, we only played one scenario and it was really fun. And I mean, there's options for lions and cannons, and I mean, there's a lot.
I did
more.
get used the cannons. The guy who can shoot himself out. Very cool.
There's a lot
Cannonball.
more quirkiness, and it makes it more fun.
That's
Then
what
Last
I'm
Night on Earth didn't really have that in place, where there's more items and more things you can do within the game and more different tokens. But I mean, it really is. The theme is just wild and out there, but it kind of clicks. It does it for me. It was fun.
All right.
That was fast. All right.
That's our review of Invasion from Outer Space. Our game of the week this week is, what was it last week that you got wrong?
We're talking about doing Wiz War.
Wiz War.
So
That's
let's do
right.
Wiz War.
So check us out then.
I'm actually good.
You good?
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Okay.